Let's continue. So we left off with the death of Louverture. But the French weren't doing too well. They had the territory, but they were losing their soldiers. And Leclerc realized that Napoleon had really underestimated the time and manpower necessary to take over this island. They figure it would be done in a couple months, but after just 2 weeks on the island, over 2,000 soldiers were in the hospital. Mostly, it's disease. 75% of their troops were sick with yellow fever, 25% were wounded. And so it's really mosquitoes that win this war more than anything else, as they are spreading this disease that the French just weren't used to. Leclerc's war lasts 2 years as opposed to the 2 months they thought it would take. And yellow fever is no fun thing, as you just bleed all over, coughing up blood until you get jaundice and your skin kind of turns yellow. And so here's a lovely picture of that. The war lasts 2 years. It takes 40,000 French troops fighting. 1/3 of his army is dead in the first 3 months, mostly because of these little guys, these mosquitoes. And so it's disease that really fights the French more than anything else. The Maroon armies were continuing to fight against Leclerc, and so all these different rebels that said, hey, we don't want to go back to work on the plantations. We didn't trust Louverture, we don't trust Leclerc. We want our own farms, and we want to get rid of the old system. We want true freedom. So they don't really trust Louverture, who supports the plantation system. July 1802, they start to get reports that the next stage is going to happen. So the leaders are out, and the next stage for Napoleon would be to return to slavery, because they already had slavery back in the other French colonies of Martinique and Tobago. The French promised, we won't bring back slavery in Haiti, but the people aren't going to trust them too much after they start to see slavery in the other islands. The next stage after capturing leaders is to take the people's weapons. And this is a step too far. The people say, we're not giving up their weapons, and so the people start to turn against the French. And general labor uprisings begin. Leclerc attacks, and the workers now join the Maroon rebels. Louverture's army fears of a return to slavery too. And so now it's the people, the Maroons, and the actual Black Army is turning against the French. Leclerc responds with absolute brutality. Mass public executions, incredible violence. He brings in attack dogs to rip people apart. And the rebels only fight harder, so he's hoping to break their spirit with these nasty executions, but it only angers the people more. Leclerc believes eventually that he has to kill all blacks on the island if he wants to reclaim the island. So he has to go pretty extreme, killing millions. October of 1802, Louverture's generals now join the rebels against the French. So everybody's turned against the French. Dessalines is the official new commander with Louverture out of the way. Dessalines is in charge. He works to bring all Maroon troops under his command, and they start to trust him more, as they all start to believe that the ultimate goal is to bring back slavery. And we start to get a scorched earth campaign against the French, where they will burn everything, leave nothing for the French. November 1802, even Leclerc dies of those mosquitoes. He dies of yellow fever. He is replaced by Donatien Rochambeau, whose father led the French forces at Yorktown. The wave of yellow fever continues to hit the French army, so it's disease and the rebels. Everything's turning against France now. May 1803, Dessalines creates the new Haitian flag by ripping the white from the French flags. Very symbolic here. Red and blue are kept to show black and mulattoes united against white domination. So here he is creating this new flag. But it's going to get worse for France. It doesn't get better. Britain resumes war against France because, well, they just don't like each other. And so 1803, war starts back up. The UK blockades Haiti from June to December of 1803. The French only have 2 port cities. Most of the islands is controlled by Dessalines. And the French navy in Haiti is just destroyed by the English. And so here's a detail from one of these fights of the French ship against the British ship near the island. We get another nasty little battle here. The last major battle, the Battle of Vertières, November of 1803. Rochambeau surrenders to Dessalines. They give up their last 2 cities controlled by the French, Mollet-Saint-Nicolas and Cap Français. The army leaves 10 days later, but is captured by the United Kingdom's navy. So the French are now completely kicked out of the island, and as they're escaping, they are captured by the English too. So this is Napoleon's first loss, and it's just going to get worse for Napoleon at this point. Now that Napoleon has said, okay, we're out of the island business, we no longer need Haiti, this is where the United States benefits a lot, thanks to Haiti. Thank you, Haiti. Napoleon decides to withdraw from the Americas. The entire point of keeping the Louisiana Territory was to produce food to feed the slaves back in Haiti. They weren't producing their own food or rice to feed themselves. All this land was meant to produce food to feed the slaves, so the slaves can produce sugar to make that big money. But now that the island of Haiti is gone, there's no point in keeping this territory. It doesn't make as much money. So Napoleon decides, if I don't really have a use for this, why don't we just sell it to the Americans? That way the English won't get it. The Americans will get stronger because they're an old friend. The Americans will like us, and I'll get money to continue my fight against the English. So we make an incredible deal. $15 million for 828,000 square miles. So that's a couple pennies per acre. It's a great deal when it comes to the land that we get. France loses 33,000 troops in the fight and their best colony. 7,000 troops return to France after being captured by the British Navy. So they really messed this one up. And the United States really benefits by gaining Louisiana. At this point, Dessalines declares independence and declares Saint-Domingue is done. We are now Haiti, which is the original Taino name of Haiti. He restored to the island. I believe it means mountain because of the mountains of the island. In this entire revolution, the slave revolution and the revolution for independence, 150,000 people die. And so it's a pretty bloody revolt in the process. 1804, Dessalines orders the execution of all remaining French citizens in Haiti. Up to 3,000 to 5,000 French citizens are murdered. This ensures slavery does not return and that Haiti is and forever will be a republic that is black. And so it's a pretty nasty little fight there. We'll stop there.